We need to talk about false allegations. Yeah, this is far more serious topics than Shinya ever really covers. Let's see how he does.
Today we're going to talk about something incredibly serious, often overlooked, and very, very real. False accusations of sexual assault, rape, and abuse against men. This isn't about discrediting genuine victims. It's about recognizing—
Well, it's no, there's no false accusations. What happens is that these women, they have sex with these guys 10 years ago, and then 10 years later they say, oh, well, I really enjoyed that when we did it, but now we're broken up. So you raped me! That's just the truth, right? That's just how the world works, right? At least that's what every blue-haired lesbian taught me in Starbucks.
that false allegations do happen, and when they do, the consequences can be absolutely life-shattering. Careers destroyed, reputations ruined, and in some cases, lives even lost. So let's break down the facts, real cases, and what this means for justice. One accusation can change everything. It can get someone fired, expelled, disowned, or canceled in the matter of minutes.
I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to be 100% on everything, and I'm going to leave out every single name. I used to know a guy whose father went to jail because they were falsely accused of being a rapist. Their son actually paid their bail to get their father out of jail. Later, I believe it was disproven that any rapes happened. They did nothing wrong, but they had lost everything in trying to repair what was there that was lost, understanding that the people that they loved saw them as a monster without even a shred of proof is horrifying. By the way, did you guys know that sexual assault is the only thing that you can be convicted of when you can be convicted of sexual assault without any evidence? Did you know that? Yes, sexual assault you can be convicted of with zero evidence. That's why so many people accuse people of sexual assault, because you don't need to have any proof. You can just say it. And so this guy got his dad out of jail, and his father was never the same. And he let his son know that when he posted that bail, that he was going to kill himself in 2 months. And he just wanted to be able to do this on his own terms and enjoy the last bit of his life that he could before he took his own life. And so that's what they did. They kind of faced off the face of the earth for a little bit. They just spent time with each other. But once his father understood the cold, bitter reality of how quick everyone is to turn on you, even though you didn't do anything wrong, just because they believed an idea with no evidence whatsoever, he did take his own life.
Even if that person is proven innocent, the stigma always sticks. Take the case of Brian Banks.
Well, yeah, the reason why that is because everybody's there for the accusation. Everybody's there for the allegation, but nobody is there for the clarification, right? And that's why false allegations, false accusations are so dangerous on the internet, is because everybody thinks, oh, we'll just disprove it. Well, the problem is that, like, people only know the information that they've seen. People are going to run with that narrative forever. Guys, I legitimately thought, right, just to prove my point here, I always thought that Michael Jackson was a pedophile. I always thought that Michael Jackson was a weirdo that was black that wanted to be white. I had no idea that he had his face set on fucking fire, and so he had to have skin modification story for that. And that just the fact that he was weird with kids, but he never fucked a kid. That's the thing that I believed my entire fucking life. I had no idea about all this shit, because how would I unless I was told? Apparently Michael Jackson was a good man. I had no idea. Let's keep going here.
Promising football player who spent 5 years in prison.
It was vitiligo, sure.
Didn't commit. His accuser later admitted she lied. But by then, his career, time, and youth were gone.
Yep.
Now, let's bring it to the internet age. We saw something similar happen with creators like Tectone. In mid-2024, vague and cryptic posts on social media implied serious misconduct, without naming him directly. But
I want to make that so clear. The chick that accused me of that shit didn't even say my name. She just alluded to it so much that it couldn't be referring to anybody else, and then the internet ate that shit the fuck up. It's pathetic.
the community connected the dots, and suddenly Tectone was being dogpiled. No accusations were ever formally made, no legal complaint was filed, just vibes and viral drama.
Yep.
Still, it forced
Dude, that shit fucked me up until today. Straight up, dude, I got tons of people calling me a rapist because of this bullshit.
him to issue statements, take mental health breaks, and publicly defend himself against something that was never actually stated. Same with the recent issue with Corey X. Kenshin. In his case, the implications weren't even
And don't worry, guys. I got something cooking for her. And man, Pink, you are gonna love that. Anyways, let's keep going.
about abuse, but he's been subject to waves of conspiracies and false accusations around sexual misconduct, none of which were backed by any credible source. A few misleading tweets and edited clips were enough to spark outrage and distrust. For someone who's known for being a wholesome figure online, the backlash was jarring and clearly distressing for him. What's worse is how quickly people online will rush to judgment.
Yeah,
on
dude.
Twitter, the second a
Dude, Corey Kenshin has done nothing bad his entire career. The switch up on him was fucking insane. I always knew he was weird. Bitch, no, you didn't. Bro did absolutely nothing wrong besides make a couple of edgy jokes and people were calling him a sexual assaulter. And by the way, to hundreds of thousands of people, he will always be known as Corey XSA or Corey SA. So, thanks, Panda Ninja, you dumb bitch.
trending accusation starts circulating, users jump in with hot takes and condemnation.
Yep.
Often without reading beyond the headline. But once
Yep.
more information comes to light, the tweets disappear.
And then there's me. Guys, the believer in proof. Isn't that great? I wait until there's proof. Innocent until proven guilty. It's very great. Everybody should try it.
No apology, no retraction, just quiet deletions and locked accounts. During the Corey situation, over half of the tweets calling him out were deleted by the end of the night. The phrase innocent until proven guilty doesn't always apply in the court of public opinion. In
Yep.
fact, in some cases, it feels like the guilt is assumed the moment an accusation is made.
Yep.
Or worse, even when someone just sends out a tweet. Let's look at the numbers. Studies from the FBI and academic sources consistently show that the rate of false sexual allegations sits somewhere between 2 and 10%. A 2010 study by David Lysak examined 10 years of sexual assault reports and found a 5.9% false report rate. Now, 5% might sound small, but let's put it into perspective. In the US alone, hundreds of thousands of sexual assaults are reported every single year.
Yep.
Even if just 5% are false, that could be tens of thousands of people falsely accused annually.
Yep.
And we're not talking about gray areas or misunderstandings. We're talking about cases where it was literally proven that the assault never happened.
Yep.
The number spikes even more significantly when you take into account those that never had any proof one way or the other. A false accusation doesn't just put a pause on
Oh, and by the way, false or sexual assault is the only crime that you can be convicted of with zero proof. I want you to really think about that. You can be convicted of sexual assault with zero proof. Sexual assault case. In sexual assault cases, a lack of physical evidence does not automatically lead to dismissal or acquittal, which means that a case won't even be thrown out if there's no evidence. That is absolutely fucking horrifying. And even just an accusation can ruin someone's life forever.
someone's life. It can literally destroy it. People have lost jobs, been kicked out of school, saw their families fall apart, and some have even taken their own lives. Even the implication of wrongdoing online can spiral out of control. Once the internet decides someone is guilty, there's little room for context, correction, or even compassion. Content creators like Tectone, who have been forced to explain himself hundreds and hundreds of times in front of millions of people, often face targeted harassment, brand damage, and even just personal crises, even in the absence of a single verified allegation. It's not even just a matter of losing income or followers. It's losing.
And I hate saying this for the 1 millionth time, but there's even been people who still in 2025 believe that there was SA of my wife and that I have a NDA over her where she can't talk about it. Let me remind everybody. An NDA can't silence a crime, and also Freema's gone on record saying that I haven't and didn't do that. And even still, with her saying that, people still say that I did that, including people like Denims and Hassan. So that's the part where it's psychotic to me.
your identity in front of people who used to support you. And the mental health consequences are severe. Depression, PTSD, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. These are real documented outcomes of false or misrepresented accusations.
And don't get me wrong, have I thought about killing myself? Absolutely. But I never will. Because then the haters win. Then the haters win. I can't let the haters win. I gotta be here forever, man. I gotta make sure that they never, ever think that they won. They may win a couple battles, but they're never gonna win the war. And trust me, in the end, like everybody else who's wronged me, I promise you, I'm coming for you. It's going to take a while. And you might have your little brigade saying, well, this guy do this guy do this, do that. Just know all those people who are doing that, they're helping me out quite a bit. It's great. So keep on brigading. Doesn't matter. I'm going to fuck you in the end. It's going to be great. Oh, and I'm going to fuck you hard. Yep. And your mother can tell you all about that. Just wait.
2020 Systematic Literature Review found
and they'll keep saying things like, it's going to be the biggest nothing burger ever. Yeah, just wait, buddy. Just wait. Keep saying that. Keep saying it's going to be a nothing burger. Oh, man, it's going to be such a nothing burger. Oh, it's going to be such a nothing burger. Just wait. Bye, bitch. Yep, just wait. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Yep. Bye, bitch. It's going to be great.
The psychological effects of being false.
And you're going to hate how I'm edging. You're going to hate how I'm edging it. All things good come with time. Don't worry. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like banana. Just wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Accused often included identity erosion, long-term trauma, social isolation, and suicidal ideation. These effects often persist long after exoneration. Consider the story of Richard Jewell, wrongly suspected in the 1996 Atlanta bombing. Though never charged, the media storm destroyed his life and health. He died at 44 from heart failure after years of stress-related complications. And it's not just public figures. John, a then 21-year-old student falsely accused on campus at the college I went to, said, "It was like everyone looked at me differently overnight. Even when the university cleared me, the damage was done. My friends disappeared. I still get panic attacks when I walk past certain buildings." An anonymous source close to me,
Okay, let's talk about some truths. Obviously, I can go on display. I can say, oh, it doesn't bother me. Obviously, it fucking bothers me, guys. Of course it does. I have nightmares constantly about this shit. Constantly. I have nightmares constantly. It gives me anxiety. It gives me panic attacks fucking constantly. And do you want to know why that is? It's because I'm never allowed to feel safe. And let me tell you, you might not understand what I'm saying here. Guys, the reason why I can never feel safe ever again is due to the fact that me not doing anything bad, it's not enough. Because I never did anything bad. I wake up and I look everywhere for anybody else choosing to lie about me. I don't have to do anything wrong. Someone can just say that I did something wrong out of their ass, and bada bing, bada boom, my life gets incredibly harder. I want to remind you that 3 other girls have come out and said that I abused them. All of them were disproven, including one of them by Minx, who claimed that she was my roommate. By the way, I have verifiable sources of everyone I've lived with over the past 8 years, and Minx was not one of them. A deranged, alcoholic, drug-abusing woman, who I believe is also a lady of the night, claimed that I was horrible to women when I lived with her, when I never did. And by the way, guys, that tweet got 3.2 million views and 30,000 likes. And people believe that shit without checking anything. So as a man, when you get punished for crimes you don't commit, it's a constant waiting cycle and a despair routine of, well, when's the next time I'm going to get fucked over for no reason? I always have to have my guard up. I always have to be ready for anything. And yes, guys, it's stressful as fuck. The world feels very unsafe. It does. It makes you feel very unsafe. And I hope you guys understand that. Let's keep going here.
Was falsely accused during a custody battle. He shared, "She said I was abusive and I lost everything. My kids, my job, my house. Eventually she admitted it wasn't true, but a court of public opinion didn't matter." Studies show that being falsely accused can lead to severe psychological trauma, and that trauma just doesn't disappear when the truth comes out. In some cases, even after being found innocent, people struggle to rebuild. Employers still hesitate. Friends stay distant. The label sticks. False accusation victims often don't get justice. Few false accusers even actually face legal consequences. This adds another layer of betrayal and helplessness. So why do people lie about this? There are a few reasons. Revenge, covering up other behavior, gaining an upper hand in custody or divorce cases, and in a lot of cases on the internet, attention seeking. In the age of
Just say jealous, attention-seeking whores where their life will amount to nothing and they're upset because the one good thing they ever had that they'll never get ever again left them because they realized they were useless fucking trash, and they want these people to hurt just like they're hurt because they're useless, pathetic cum dumpsters that can be used for nothing else. And they're going to remain that for person after person after person, hoping to God they'll finally get someone who treated them like a human again, but they won't. So they'll fill up that emptiness with dick after dick after dick after dick because they realize they fucked up and they want you to hurt for their own misaction. Anyways,
social media, clout can be a powerful motivator. Some people make false accusations online simply to go viral, gain followers, or insert themselves into trending topics. The incentive to fabricate drama for digital currency, likes, retweets, and sympathy, has never been higher than it is in 2025. There's also nuance that gets lost in intimate relationships. Some individuals engage in consensual but rough sexual activity, BDSM, or other kinks, and later, if emotions shift, breakups happen, or reputations are at stake, they might retroactively claim it was non-consensual. This is extremely dangerous, and consent is complex, and communication matters, but distorting it after the fact can absolutely ruin lives. It's critical to distinguish between regretting a consensual act and falsely labeling it as abuse. We've seen anonymous accounts suddenly blow up overnight after hinting at a vague expose or telling a one-sided story with no evidence. By the time facts comes out, the damage is already done, and the internet has sadly moved on. It's uncomfortable to talk about, but pretending it never happens doesn't help anyone. In fact, it makes it harder for real victims to be believed, because every false case casts doubt on legitimate ones. We have to be honest about all sides of the issue.
That's the thing that really sucks, is that this also prevents real victims from being taken seriously. And it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame, because I already know how hard it is to get people to listen. But false accusers are the worst scum of the earth they're the biggest pieces of shit on the entire face of the earth. I genuinely believe that. I believe anybody who falsely accuses someone should go to jail for 2 years minimum. No bail. 2 years minimum. Genuinely. Because that damage fucks up the ecosphere so much.
Personally, I believe if someone knowingly makes a false accusation, especially one that ruins a person's life, they should face the same level of punishment as the crime they falsely accused. That's not vengeance, that's fairness. That's accountability. At the end of the day, this isn't about picking sides. It's about protecting the truth. Every accusation should be taken seriously, but so should the idea of due process, even when it comes to public opinion. We need investigations, not instant judgments. We need protections for victims and the falsely accused. And when someone lies about something this serious, there should be real and significant consequences, just like there are for those falsely accused. At this point, I know a lot of you behind the screens are screaming, just sue them. But it's not that simple.
It's not.
While defamation and libel laws do exist, winning a case is incredibly difficult.
It is.
Especially in cases involving implied accusations or vague online claims. If someone spreads a damaging rumor without directly naming you, or they frame it as an opinion instead of a statement of fact, they can often avoid legal consequences altogether. Even if a
And here's the other thing. Litigation, 2.5, 3 years sometimes. It takes a long time, guys.
Case does manage to go forward, the legal process can take years.
Oh, yeah.
It's emotionally exhausting and financially draining. The accused has to prove actual malice, reputational damage, and often overcome social bias baked into the system. Meanwhile, the accuser can walk away untouched, sometimes even gaining more support in the process. So while suing sounds like a clean solution, the reality is that the legal system doesn't move fast. And during that time, the accused still has to live with the damage, the suspicion, and the ongoing public backlash. This is why prevention and accountability in the public arena matter. Because even if justice eventually comes, it always comes far, far too late. False accusations are real. So are real assaults. And we can care about both. And we should. The justice system and online discourse should be about facts, not feelings. Let's stop letting outrage override the truth. I'm tired of seeing men's lives and careers ruined by false claims. It's time we wake up.
I absolutely agree. Wake up and lock the fuck in. Great fucking video. It's disgusting. We saw this with me. We saw this with Corey Kenshin. We saw this with Dobuscus. We even saw this shit with PewDiePie for a little bit. It's great. You know, it's always so fun. And these women don't get punished at all. It is fucking pathetic. Oh, and by the way, guys, it's not just women that do this. It's also men to women. There are women who have been falsely accused. There have been men who've been falsely accused. But I promise you, in due time, guys, for a couple of them, I'm going to ruin your fucking life. And they will experience the same pain they have inflicted on others. All in due time. See you on the next one.